Aboriginal people have always had a close connection with the Parramatta River, which provided a rich source of food, trade and recreation, and continues to be the location for many significant cultural and social practices. The Parramatta River used to be swimmable, but by the 1950s, most of the swimming sites along the river were closed due to increased pollution and stormwater runoff. Thankfully, over the last 40 years, advancements in regulation and technology have led to improvements in water quality and the rejuvenation of the river foreshore. We believe that Sydney deserves a world-class Parramatta River, a living river where people can swim, splash, or simply enjoy time along its banks, and where ecosystems thrive above and below the water. To achieve this goal, the Parramatta River Catchment Group released a master plan for the Parramatta River, titled Dooba Boodoo Burra, or Land, Water, Sky. The plan sets out our path for revitalising the Parramatta River catchment. The master plan has identified 10 steps that work towards creating a living river. Step 4 focuses on improving land use policy to improve water quality and environmental outcomes through new development. We want the projected increase in people and businesses in the catchment to have a positive impact on the river and not further degrade it. Over the last 12 months, we've worked with consultants and stakeholders to identify the planning reforms that are required to meet the objectives of the master plan. The final report from this project has now been published, and it makes some important recommendations that we encourage local and state government agencies to consider and adopt. Part 1 of this recommendations paper looks at strategies that could be implemented in new development to reduce stormwater runoff and pollutant loads to the river, and also protect and restore healthy ecosystems in the catchment. These include increasing the amount of green infrastructure and capturing, retaining and reusing water in the landscape to reduce runoff. There is strong evidence that these strategies would not only contribute to healthier waterways, but also help to achieve broader urban livability outcomes, including increasing tree canopy cover and reducing the impacts of urban heat. We have made recommendations on how these strategies could be translated into updated local planning provisions, focusing on amendments that can be made as part of a Catchment Council's review of planning controls. The report provides guidance on what Parramatta Catchment Councils can include in their local strategic planning statements, local environment plans and development control plans that meet the objectives of a healthier, swimmable and livable river. The project has also found there are major issues with the implementation of existing policies and planning provisions. If we want to make a real difference to the outcomes for the river, we will need to go beyond a simple policy update. Therefore, Part 2 of the project has involved the creation of new frameworks to encourage blue-green infrastructure in new development. These include a new blue-green index tool for water-sensitive urban design and a blue-green grid framework for land use planning around urban waterways. The recommendations paper establishes the key principles and next steps for these frameworks, both of which require further development. We will continue to work on this with the support of our partners. Part 3 of the project has looked beyond the planning controls themselves to the strategies needed to support their implementation. Financing and operation and maintenance are key barriers for many councils and something we are focused on resolving. With environmental planning reforms underway at the state government level, we will continue to engage closely with the Department of Planning, Industry and Environment to help ensure that state-level policies complement those at the local level. We will keep you updated on our progress and look forward to working with you as we tackle this important part of the Parramatta River Masterplan together.